Welcome to Advanced Solutions How-To session. Today's session will cover how to modify system settings, general, within Room Reserve. The next field that we have in our list is maximum staffing reoccurring occurrences, and the default when you get your system will be 12. However, you can modify this based on what your library needs are. This field will determine the maximum number of dates that can be entered in one reoccurring reservation by the staff. So if a person came in and they wanted to make 24 reoccurring reservations, they wouldn't be able to unless we up this number, or they would have to make 2 separate reservations. So by just changing that number to 24, it would allow 24 reoccurring occurrences. Our typical number is 12. Going down the list, we have enable auditing, and it's a yes/no question. I highly recommend turning this to yes. What this will enable is anyone entering or modifying a reservation to sign their work by entering their name or initials. The next field is enable state entry, and again, it's a yes/no question. This will determine how the state field appears on the reservation form. Select No to create a fixed field that assumes that all users reside in the library's home state. Select Yes to create a drop list from which users may select a state. The library's home state is the field's default. So typically I would say you probably keep that on No, but you might want to know what state that the reservation's made from. Enable patron-side organization autofill. Again, this is a yes/no question, and the default is no. By turning this on, the system will suggest responses in the contact fields based on the first few characters typed in. Patrons may either select one of the suggestions or continuing entering the information manually. This is definitely just a preference on the library side. We have enable reservation limits. Again, it's a yes/no question, but when I select yes, I will get a message basically adding, saving this change will result in all rooms with this branch being updated with the reservation limit settings. So it's just a warning, you select OK, and now we have 2 additional fields. We have the default reservation limit, and then we have reservations within. How this reads is default reservation limit 10 reservations within 30 days. This would limit the patron from making more than 10 reservations within a 30-day time frame. This can also be adjusted per room. This would be just setting the defaults. We can make this number any number that we want. If we want to allow them to make 15 reservations within 30 days, we can do that. The next field we have, enable unmediated booking options. This is a yes/no question, and the default is set to no. By changing it to yes, unmediated reservations are automatically accepted when submitted. By changing it to no, it means mediated reservations require secondary approval of library staff. When this is disabled, all unmediated rooms automatically become mediated. Enable advanced costing. This is a yes/no question, but once enabled, this feature may only be disabled when all rooms in the branch have cost classifications disabled. Room configuration, room cost. This feature is located under room configuration, room cost, and there are no reservations with associated cost classifications. What this will do is allow libraries to set fees or deposits for use of rooms and equipment. Enable extended hours. This will allow room reservations beyond normal library hours. And as you can see, we have 3 options. We have disable for all rooms or on a per room basis. Disable prevents room reservations beyond normal library hours. All rooms allow all rooms to be reserved beyond normal library hours, and per room allows libraries to prevent or offer extended hours on room-by-room basis. The default for this is disable. Extended hours availability. We have three options here: staff only, patron and staff, and per room. There is no default. You would need to select one of these. If I choose staff only, that would require that patrons seek staff assistance when submitting reservations beyond normal library hours. If I choose patron and staff, allows anyone to submit reservations beyond normal library hours. If I select per room, this will allow libraries to grant on a room-by-room basis the ability to submit reservations beyond normal library hours. Enable equipment inventory. This is a yes or no question, and the default is always set to no. This will determine whether equipment can be reserved independently of rooms. Just a warning, once enabled, this option may not be disabled. So as you can see, I enabled it earlier during one of my training sessions, and I'm not able to disable it. Moving down to our reservation maintenance settings, we just have a few more items to talk about. The first one in this group is late payment after so many days. Our default is currently 7. What this will do is define when a fee or a deposit payment is considered late. Typically it's 7 to 14 days, so I'm going to leave my system at 7. The next field is approval password level. This will determine the minimum security level required to approve reservations. The default is staff user, but if I select the drop-down, I could select read-only, and anyone with any of these levels would be able to make approvals, because read-only is the lowest level that you can have in the system. If I choose by staff admin, only the administrator would be able to approve reservations. I'm going to leave my system as staff user. Enable username login. By selecting yes, this will require the administrator to set up usernames within the staff side of the room reservation system. So when you log in, instead of just using one of your passwords to define your level, you would have to define your username, and then that username would have a tied password with user security. I'm going to leave mine at no. The next field that we have is Auto Archive option. The Auto Archive option will automatically auto-archive any of our room reservations based on the information or the criteria that we set here. So for instance, if I choose reservations older than 15 days, it would run through the system and do an auto-archive of any reservations older than 15 days. I can also set it for on the first of the month or choose a day within the month. I'm going to go ahead and leave mine on reservations older than 15 days. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of information that you can make modifications to that would affect your reservation system. There is a guide or a manual out on evantsolutions.com if you need more detail or more information about these fields. Otherwise, you would just select Save, and then come over to the left-hand side of your screen, select the back, and now you're back on the home page of your room reservation system.